one of our paddocks we just persist with it, let it dry up. Once it dried up, we started mowing it and trying to do what it do. We, as soon as it could dry up enough, we got the broom, the sweeper, swept some of the profile out, and then over the time it grew back in, we'll just sort of raking it up or mowing it out, sort of thing, trying to break up that little bit of crust there, and just hope for the best and want it. That's I guess that's all you can really do. If you are salvaging it, just try to sweep out as much as you can. That's paddock that was ready to harvest. That was a paddock that was harvesting prior to the flood, and conditions obviously were all right. But that's the only thing you can do. Just try to sweep what you can, clean up what you can, and then when you're harvesting, the rolls are going to be heavier. When it comes to harvest, whatever doesn't harvest, chuck away, get rid of, and clean up the paddock. So whether that's chucking bad rolls away and just get rid of them, just dumping them, or whether it was top making or hoeing ends of the paddocks in and replanting, the sooner you can get back to a more uniform crop, the better the paddock's going to be. So that's all we could do.
All right, so the one in question was pretty much a mixture of silt and sand. So it was like the layers of a cake. This was pretty much just get into the earth moving and mining equipment. So we were fortunate enough to have mining tippers on site. Calculated we had about 18,000 cubic metres of sand over probably a 5 hectare area, 4 hectares I think it was. Just scraping off down to original surface, because that's way too thick to work into this the existing field. And broomed, laser leveled, replanted. So that was probably an 18-month exercise. And we were fortunate, as we discussed earlier, where do you take all that volume? We were fortunate enough we had a empty field next door that hadn't been planted yet, needed a lot of levelling, so all that spoil went into the low spots and then was covered over with the natural topsoil again. But hell of a lot of movements and earth moving. I could tell anyone, if it's more of a sandy sediment, definitely you'd do it again in a heartbeat. Don't try to work that into your topsoil, because we all work hard to have a nice healthy soil that we grow crop on, and when it's contaminated or off your own farm, you just don't know what it's got in it. Pathogens, weeds, all sorts of nasties and other random flood debris that we found along the way. So definitely stockpile it or scrape it off.
Depending how. And the first crop after, so from our situation where we did salvage it, that first crop after, we wouldn't have harvested 100% of it. We might have harvested 60 to 70% of the paddock. The rest of the paddock had to start again, ultimately. So we're able to salvage some parts of it, harvest what we can, and then fix up the rest around it. So it's not a pretty crop, that first crop afterwards, when you do salvage it.
Yeah, I suppose one of our paddocks, 2 weeks after the flood, surprisingly, we went in and we harvested. And it was like 2 metres underwater. But then another paddock 400 metres away, in the last 4 years, I've had it ready 3 times and I haven't harvested it once. Because it comes ready, flood, silt, start again. Comes ready, flood, silt, start again.
Yeah, so location. If you're next to a riverbank or you've got a low-lying paddock, you pretty much know in your mind that that's going to be a write-off until drier times. So that could be, Joe said, could be 3 months, could be 5 years.
Even just like in April, I was harvesting the paddock. I said, beautiful, I'm going to get it out this year. I cut about 3,000 metres. April flood came, went off quick. I said, it'll be okay. But as the water was going out, the sun cooked it. And now I'm probably going to lose 3 or 4 months just because of the time of year, because it's in winter. So I'm going to lose the whole winter now. So I'll probably be harvesting that September, October, hopefully, if we don't get another flood on it.
We've been the same. We've cut the following week. Soon, you know, if we've got the highest paddock in the farm on the side of the hill there, once it was 2 metres, a couple of metres underwater. As soon as the water goes off it, because it hasn't got silt on it, it was up and down quick. When the water stays up over the grass, the longer it stays up, the more it flocculates down and settles that silt. If it stays up for a week, you're going to get a lot more silt. If you just get water come up over paddocks for 2 days, 3 days, you probably generally don't get too much silt, you know. And you know, as soon as it's dry enough to drive the harvester in there, it hasn't damaged the turf. You'll harvest it.
When you see that turf, that browny, blacky, sick colour, that's the, you know, you're in for.
You can tell by the colour of the water, especially the recent one we've had down it's filled back in from the lagoon, from the river, filled the lagoon and washed up. I was down the bottom of the farm this morning, and the turf is the colour of that stool there. It's just brown, just black, brown, nasty looking.
Not made to live underwater.
Half the paddock's still underwater, so it'll be a month before you even think about looking at it.